students, parents, grandparents, and teachers of values and moral education. A very peaceful day to all of you. Today we are going to do a very important topic entitled The Foolish and the Wise. It concerns students who are foolish, who do not have proper morals and ethics. And also, we have students who are wise and who know how to think very, very well. We are going to look at a PowerPoint to discuss this topic, which is the foolish and the wise. So let's have a look at this presentation where you can learn very important things in moral education. The foolish and the wise. So let us launch this PowerPoint. You can see the pictures showing all different kinds of young ones. Some very hardworking, some very lazy, some very rude, some well-mannered, and so on. So we are going to look at this presentation where you can spot who are the foolish ones and who are the wise ones. Now let's have a look. Okay, now you see on your left-hand side, you have this boy. You know what he says? Mommy, you have to buy for me the RM2000 smartphone. My friends have it. Wow, very demanding. And the parents are struggling in order to earn money for the education of their children. And this boy, you know, wants an expensive smartphone. He is probably in standard 6 or form 1. On the other hand, you look on the right-hand side and you can see this boy, maybe standard 6. You know what he says? Mommy, I don't really need a smartphone as yet. I see many of my friends wasting their money on prepaid cards. So, at this young age, he has already good thinking, good values. You know what is in his mind? My education is more important than aimless chit-chatting, playing games, and gossiping through SMS on the cell phone. And she says she's still young, all this can wait. And today you see there are so many foolish ones who spend a lot of money playing all those very, very violent games on their smartphone and also chit-chatting through the WhatsApp, to Facebook. So you see the education is backsliding, which means the education is going backwards. So you can compare who is the wise one and who is the foolish one. Now let's look at another set of two students. Okay, now let's look at this girl, right? She might be in form 1, right? What does she tell the father? Daddy, I'm going to work after my form 3. The monthly allowance you give me is not enough, you know. Wow. She's asking for more and more money. And you know what she has in her mind? Probably influenced by her friends, spoiled children or spoiled girls from very wealthy families. She's thinking, I need more money to dye my hair, buy cosmetics, to put on the lipsticks, the powder, and I must have those branded dresses I see my friends wearing. Wow! At this young age, she wants all those expensive things. Today you have seen some young girls not satisfied with their natural black hair would dye their hair green, red, some have 2 colors. And it's not cheap, you know. You spend a lot of money to have the hair dyed. And then they buy expensive dresses. Whereas others who are more good, who know how to think, they don't squander the money of the parents this way. Hard-earned money, you know. So now you look at the other girl on the right-hand side. So what does she say? After my Form 3, it'll be good for me to do more reading, writing, improve my computer knowledge, and help more in the home. Wow! Such a student with proper values, good hobbies, right? Reading, writing to improve her education, and also improving the computer knowledge. And she's also very helpful at the home to help the family, maybe clean the house, right? Wash the dishes and so on. Wow, this is a very, very good girl. And she will grow up to be very successful. And many people would like her. You know what she has in her mind? She already knows how to think. My foolish friends are so materialistic. I know one day they will regret their actions. She has seen her friends, maybe from very rich families, wasting the money away, whereas others are so poor, even having a problem trying to get enough food. And you have these spoiled girls, like this one, right? So you can see the contrast, and you know who is the foolish one and who is the wise one. Now let's look at another frame. Now you look at this fat boy. He might be in the sixth and form one only. You know what he is complaining about? Mommy, how can I eat the lousy food you cook? Let me have RM $10 to go to McDonald's to have a decent meal. Ayo, this boy, not counting his blessings, he's so lucky already to have so many things. And yet he's complaining. And in his mind, he's thinking of going to eat at the McDonald's or Kentucky or Pizza. Once a while, maybe okay, the parents bring you. But he complains that the food the mother cooks is lousy. So he should actually go to Africa and see some of the children who have no food to eat. They have to eat their clothes, or they have to eat even the bags, the school bags. Now, on the other hand, you look at this boy, maybe he's under 5, so the 6 on the right hand side. You know what he says to the mummy? Thank you, mummy, for the delicious food you cook. We are indeed very lucky. So many poor ones are dying of hunger in Africa. He reads, he listens to the news, and he knows there are poor kids that don't have even basic food to eat. And now this boy, right, eats and eats and eats. No wonder you can see he's quite obese or fat. And his friends will now disturb him. Fatty, fatty, boom, boom, fatty, fatty, boom, boom. So the friends will disturb. Overeating, a lack of exercise, and always eating a junk food. So that, of course, is not good. So from here, you can see who is the foolish one and who is the wise one. Isn't it? So you will slowly learn what are the things that make a person, whether young or old, wise. And what are the things that make a person foolish or stupid, right? Now, let us look at the left-hand side. This girl, probably Form 1, Form 2, or Form 3, you know what she says to the mother? Complains to the mother. I'm fed up of the old-fashioned clothes I have, mommy. I need to have some hot pants, mini skirts, low-cut dresses, see-through blouses, and tight jeans. The Hong Kong stars wear them. Wow, at this young age, of Form 2 like this, she's so influenced by the glamorous stars who throw their money buying expensive clothes, putting on makeup, expensive ones. So if she's not careful, one day she can get into trouble. She goes out with friends, dressing very sexily, and she can be abducted or even molested. So she must be taught values, ethics, right, from very young. So this is the foolish one, right? She maybe follows some other girls lah, who are foolish, but the one that follows the foolish ones is even more foolish, right? So don't be like this foolish girl. On the right hand side, you look and see this girl, right? So what does she say? All I need are some simple clothes, and I'm content. We should donate the money saved to the poor who do not even have proper clothes. Very true. You know, there are so many poor ones around, children, even mothers, right? They don't have money to buy the clothes even. They depend on donated clothing. Not only in Africa, even in Malaysia and other countries you have that. And this girl knows about this. So she develops good values and good thinking. She says, I'm quite happy with the simple clothes I have. Not necessarily, wow, very expensive evening gown, a few $100s one. You think eventually she will be happy? She won't. She will want more and more and more. Then later on, she feels frustrated comparing with others. Have you heard of Hollywood stars or Hong Kong actors or actresses committing suicide, even though they have all the good dresses and all the money? Because they have foolishness. They don't know how to think. So this girl is very peaceful, right? She even does charity. So on the right hand side is the wise one. On the left hand side is the foolish one. Okay, now let's look at the left hand side first. You know what this boy tells father? Daddy, I'm going over to my friend's house to do some school revision lah. I'm not coming back for dinner. Actually, he's lying, right? He's lying. And that is an immoral thing, to break the precept of telling lies. Actually, he has no intention of going to the friend's house to do school work. You know what he has in his mind? He's thinking of going to the cyber cafe. Yeah, he's thinking, I'm going to have a fine time at the cyber cafe. As you can see, now also you have Form 1, Standard 6, Standard 5, Form 2 students going to this cyber cafe, gambling, play violent games. So next time, not enough money, they try to borrow money and then they get into real trouble. So how would the parents think? The parents will feel very sad, isn't it? So you have to learn the proper things so next time you grow out to be good people. On the other hand, let's look on the right hand side. This is a good student, a wise one. You know what he says? Daddy, I'll be using the computer for about an hour to help me in my project, the school project. So you see, he uses the computer, but he doesn't abuse the computer. Watching some or playing all the violent games. Of course, this type of student will grow up to be very successful. Later on, they go to very, very good universities, very successful in their career, their work. So they'll be more happy. And this one, I don't know what is going to turn out if he doesn't change his habits and bad ways, right? So he also knows how to think, He thinks the internet can be very useful. It's unfortunate. Many of my friends are abusing it, playing network games, always aimless chatting, and spending a lot of money at the cyber cafe. You see? So some of them go and work and get cheated or led by some of the bad hats. The taikor will come after them and things like that. So parents, grandparents, teachers have to inculcate these important values into the young. The very young must be inculcated the values. So you can see the foolish one, the wise one. Now let us look at the left hand side first. Oh, this girl, probably Form 1, Form 2, or even Form 3, or Form 3 only. Wow, how she dresses very sexily. No? It's not expensive. She has jeans and you cut the jeans like this and wear the trousers as if like the underwear. No shame. Right? Maybe she's influenced by what she sees on the television. But that is in a Western country like Sweden or things like that. This is in Malaysia. You must dress decently. She gets restless. She says, school is so boring. I shall phone my friends to go shopping and dancing in the disco. And in her mind, she's thinking of Pak Tor already. From two like that. She has no good, proper moral values, right? Let a boy kiss her, and she's not careful, she goes to, discos or things like that, or even cafes, and then you meet the bad ones that put certain things into your drink. The drinks are spiked, and then after drinking, you probably will like go to sleep already, faint, and then the taiko will fetch you to the hotel and to do some dirty things. I think you know what I mean lah. You have cases like this, young girls following strangers because of lack of wisdom, stupid, foolish strangers asking them, oh, you come along, we'll give you this, we give you that, and they, right, not receiving the values maybe from young, so they do that. And then some very young age become pregnant, and the babies are delivered, and then they buang the babies. Terrible, right? So from young you must learn all these things. Look at on the other side, the right hand side. This girl is very, very good. She says, it's my duty and responsibility to study hard. My parents are working so hard for my education. So she knows how to think in such a matured way. Chai si lah, can we say, they are really know gratitude. Who will earn must study lah, so next time can look after the parents. And she has a dream also. She studies hard. One day she will go to the university. She will graduate out. You see. So you can compare lah. Foolish, wise. Foolish one, the wise one. Now look at the left hand side again. I think you can see where the foolish one is already. You know what this boy tells the father? Daddy, I'm getting bored. I want to have an iPod, a powerful digital camera, and a smartphone. Nowadays, even standard 6, Form 1, Form 2, will demand these things from their parents or grandparents. We have reports coming into our Buddhist Association of children cannot be managed already. They go into tantrums, they want this, want that. So from young, we must inculcate the value. You know what he has in the mind at this young age? Wow, he's thinking, if I have all these expensive things, all the girls will come near me. My expensive items will attract the girls. That is foolish thinking, right? So you see, at this young age already, they have the wrong view, wrong attitude, wrong thinking. So all these things in the mind, how will they grow up to be? Right? So education is very important. On the other hand, you look at this boy. Probably he's educated well, and then he knows how to think. His parents guide him, and also listen to the teachers. So you know what he says? He says, I have simple needs. He's quite happy even with a simple CD player. I say, oh, I'm happy. He doesn't compare with his friend. Wow, so expensive. He doesn't, right? He says, oh, I think I can help to teach the poor children to sing and dance. If he's in standard 6, so he goes to the Buddhist Association, he volunteers even to help the standard 1. Or if the student is in Form 3, right? He helps in the camp to help the younger ones in the children's camp. Wow, these sort of students are really to be proud of, right? You like such students, isn't it? So you can see the foolish one and the wise one. Look at this girl now. Wow, this girl either standard 6 or Form 1 or Form 2. Daddy, the school holidays are coming. You must bring us overseas for the holidays. I don't want local places. Wow. At a young age, demanding already, comparing maybe with some rich friends. What does she say? She wants to go overseas for holidays. You know how much money? Of course, now with the pandemic, COVID-19 cannot go overseas travel like that already. But last time also, we had students like this, bringing these sort of ideas from I don't know where outside. She doesn't want to visit Laos. She want to go to Penang, go to KL. What for? Some of my friends, they go to Disneyland in US, Wow, she compares with the rich friends. How about the poor children in Africa who don't even have enough food to eat, let alone going for holidays in expensive places? This is called Chai Si right? Don't know how to count their blessings. Whereas on the other hand, you see another girl, also maybe standard 6 or standard 5, with the proper values. You know what she says? During the school holidays, I have more time for my hobbies. I can go jogging, play chess. I can also help in the community library. In the Buddhist association, we have some standard 6, form 1, volunteering for they call it. For example, to serve in the Sunday school library, right, to help, to tend to things, to sweep, and so on. But getting fewer and fewer these days. More and more are like this one, the foolish ones, spoiled by what they see on TV, Facebook, right, YouTube, all the not so good things very easy to learn, but the very good things hard to learn. Bad things, all these very fast they pick up. So it's up to the parents and the teachers to guide them so that they turn out to be very, very good people. Later on, you can see the picture, right? Voluntary work. Look at this boy. Wow, I tell you, if it turn out to be something later on, if it's not guided, he's in Form 3. I'll be in Form 4 next year, Daddy. You have to buy for me a motorbike. Aso has one. His friend Aso, I think must be really, really saw. Maybe another friend Agong also, riding the motorbike at Form 4 level without following the traffic rules, speeding like rampant. And then you see so many accidents nowadays. And these youngsters, once they are like that at a young age, restless, right? Everything wants to be fast, right? Exciting. No, one day something not good can happen. So this, of course, is the foolish one. He's still in school and he's going for all those things which can bring him dukkha, suffering, accident, right? So don't be like him, right? Look at this boy. On the right hand side is really a wise one. So the parents got for him a pet dog and he's so happy. And he's so grateful. Thanks, mommy, for the pet dog. I'll look after it with responsibility, care, and love. Wow, you see now he's having these values of responsibility, care, and love inculcated, right? Takes care of a pet puppy or kitten or whatever. So you compare these two, you can see that they have different mindsets. One is so very materialistic, chasing after the things that really can excite him, right? And this is not good. At a young age now, they are going for all these materialistic things without proper values, without right good things inculcated in them. One day when they grow up, problems will come. Like this wise one, even at a young age, it shows good thinking, good values, and wisdom. Look at this one. This sub boy. Maybe lower secondary. I need lots of money to buy my Reebok. One pair of Reebok shoes, you know how expensive. To buy tickets for the pop concert. I know our students so young. Wow, they ask their mother or father, and the father will give them. So much money to go for a concert, $100, $150. Whereas on the other hand, you have poor people, they don't even have pocket money to go to school. So these people are not really sensitive to the suffering of so many people and squander and use so much money, right? So you know what he says? I need lots of money to buy my Reebok, tickets for the pop concert, and then gifts for my girlfriends on Valentine's Day. I need a Sony PlayStation. Wow, he's thinking of all the girlfriends. These girls also very materialistic. Only want money only, right? You think it's a joke, it's not a joke. I have taught such students, right? Asking the mother or father, demanding Valentine's Day. Wow, must have $50 to buy some roses for the girlfriend, right? And the poor mother is struggling to earn the money. On the other hand, you look at this good one, right? So what does this boy say? These stories of poverty and suffering of so many people are really touching. The poor indeed need help. You see? So he reads about the poor people. And he also is aware of so many suffering ones in many places that don't have food, sufficient food to eat, right? No proper place to stay. So his compassion grows even at a young age. And he even donates some money to the mother to help these poor people. These are really praiseworthy, wise young ones. But today, quite difficult to find. More and more turning into this line. So we need education. So now we have seen the foolish and the wise. Now we must do some thinking, reflection, to think with wisdom, so that when we have these values in our minds, then we grow up happy, peaceful, successful. Now let's look at this. The first one, think and see. You always wanting, always desiring, because you are greedy, right? You think this will make you happy? Always wanting this, wanting that, not contented. And this actually can lead to much suffering. Later on, they want these things, they cannot get. They borrow money from along, right? And then cannot pay back. They gamble. Wow. So you find in Dharma teachings, to be greedy is terrible. It will bring you much suffering, right? So don't be greedy. Be contented with what we have. Ada banyak already, puas hati, compared to so many unfortunate ones. So we must know how to think in this way. Then now, you can see, this is a moving. Virtues and moral character are important. Virtues, the good qualities, tao te. And you find people with good virtues, and good moral character, next time they will be successful. People who don't have these virtues and have bad character, so next time they will suffer a lot, right? So you find that this is a very important thing. The things that will lead you to happiness and success, not wow, how much money you have, or how greedy you are and getting this thing, that thing, is your good character, your good mind, right? So you can see the values here. I think I missed out certain points. I show you the last slide. The last slide you can see here. When will we learn to count our blessings and be content with what we have? So we reflect, when can we learn to be puas hati, right? And to think, wow, actually I have so many things already. I have a house, I have good parents, I have education, I have even good things like a simple phone, right? So many suffering ones in the world. So now then he thinks this way. When will we open our hearts, right? To have more metta, loving kindness, to have more 慈悲 for people who are suffering, who are in need. So, you see, if you really want to be truly good people, that is very, very good. It will lead you to happiness, and you need to care and share. To care for others, Not only always thinking of yourself, I want this, I want that. Only yourself. Never bother to think about others. Others suffering one. And just now we told you already, virtues and moral character, most important, and this will lead us to success, isn't it? So from this presentation of the foolish and the wise, you learn some very important points, right, of Dharma, right? To be able to think wisely, right, clearly, not to be greedy, not be always wanting, and to practice metta or 慈爱, to practice compassion, right? And also to develop the 道德 or the moral character. All these qualities are the important ones that will lead you to happiness and peace later on in your life. So students, parents, grandparents, and teachers, I hope this presentation has managed to convey some very important messages, Dharma, right? And this has to be inculcated, the good values got to be inculcated into the young, at a very young age, in other words. So today, I hope you have learned some important things. Thank you for your viewing this and listening, and for you to reflect and think wisely. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.